All right, what's up, boys? So in this video, I'm gonna go over a trade setup that I look for every single time that we open up inside of the previous day's range. This setup is something of a mean reversion setup, and you could have potentially caught the low of day of the New York session from today. But before I get into it, most of you guys have not subscribed. So if you get value out of these videos, please make sure that you subscribe to my channel. I drop free sauce like every single day. There's tons of free value that you would be paying for from somebody else otherwise. Also, make sure to check out my TikTok and my Instagram. I put free sauce on there every single day as well. Tons of value on there, and I only post strictly futures trading, order flow related content on those accounts. So make sure you tap into those as well. But with all of that, let's just get right into the trade recap that I'm talking about today. So the context for today, we got jolts at 9 a.m. Central Time, 10 a.m. Eastern. Trump is speaking at 10 a.m. Central, and currently the market is holding Friday's close, which is right here at 6696, which aligns perfectly with the previous day's low as well. That just reinforces this level kind of like double, because it was Friday's close and then it held as a low day on Monday, which was yesterday. So this is definitely something I want to watch for today. But what matters the most for today's session is the fact that we are opening up inside of yesterday's range. So this right here is yesterday's range. For those of you guys asking me what this indicator is, it is literally just called trading sessions on TradingView. So go check that out. I have my colors switched up a little bit, but yeah, that's the indicator. So whenever we open up inside of the previous day's range, the most important levels to watch are the previous day's low or the previous day's high. In this case, since we're trading closer to the previous day's low, obviously this becomes more significant for us to watch. We're not really gonna care about the previous day's high until we get up there, right? So whatever, we already have the Friday's close marked out. It aligns with the previous day's low as well. So this is like, so this level right here is like my main watch for today. It is the low from yesterday. It aligns with the Friday's close. So that is why I'm watching it. And whenever we open up inside of the previous day's range, what I watch for is a fake out or a breakout of these levels. So for the previous day's low, a lot of the times what you're going to see is we will have a fake out below the low where a ton of selling gets absorbed. Basically, sellers are trying to push price down, they fail, and then off of the low, it can be a potential reversal point. So that is something that happened today, and that is going to be what this video is about today. And you can actually find me speaking about this setup right here in a bunch of my videos on my YouTube channel. Here is my created plan for today. If we open up and trade up to the previous day's high, which aligns with this 3-hour supply, I'm looking to spot sellers to play short. If we break the previous day's low, I would want to watch the 66.77s for strong buyers to play long. So basically, my plan is if this Friday closed to the previous day's low, if that breaks today, then I want to play short down to the 66.77 demand. That would be also a potential spot. I want to be a buyer. So in my plan, I actually did not have, I'm looking for a fake out under this previous day's low, but it's always something I have in mind. This level, if I see a reaction there, I'm for sure going to take it regardless of it not being written in my plan. It's always in the back of my head. Another thing I want to preface is that I did not take this trade today. I missed this trade because I walked away at 9:30 and I came back around 10. I saw this trade set up and it was just hilarious how it happened. I pretty much walked away as soon as it set up, and I'll show you guys that in a second. So I don't want to make it seem like I took this trade when I didn't. This is always a setup that I'm looking for if we open up inside of the previous day's range. So I just want to be fully honest and transparent about that. I didn't take this today. I wish I did. I missed it because I walked away, but I'm still going to break it down because this is a setup that I'm looking out for every single time we open up inside of the previous day's range. So with all that, let's just get right into the bookmap replay. So here's the bookmap replay. If you guys need bookmap, just go to my description. There's a discount link for you there, and you can use that if you want it. But we opened up today. We're literally just balancing. And really, I did not see a single setup until after I walked away and came back and saw this. So like, there's nothing interesting to me during this little consolidation phase we had. And this is pretty much right when I walked away. Like right as we started trading more up to the 710s again, I walked away. And what's funny about that is because right after we start selling off, and I'm already gone at this point, but this is where it's going to set up. So basically what you're going to look for on a failed break of the previous day's low or the previous day's high is you are going to look for sellers that are not being rewarded. You're going to look for sellers trying to push price down, but they're failing because they're getting absorbed by passive buyers. Same thing, vice versa. If we are talking about a break of the previous day's high, you're going to want to see trapped buying at the previous day's high. It's not getting rewarded. then they get put underwater, and that's the trade. So here we go right here. We see some large selling happening down here, and we did have some passive buyers right here. But here you can see some larger selling, and then we're going to start to diverge. So you're going to notice this CVD continuing downward, and now price is starting to move up right here. So I'm going to let this play out for a second. And there's two ways you could have entered this trade. So the entries are a little bit more subjective, especially depending on your intuition and what you know already. But there's two ways you can really enter this setup. And the first way is, as soon as you see selling that is not getting rewarded, you can take the entry. So as soon as you start to see some sellers getting trapped right here, this is when you can take the trade. So like right around 96, put your stop loss below the low, or even just above the low, like 94.25, because it's pretty much the same thing. That's one way you could enter it. The next way you could do it is you could wait for this buying to come in first, and then you could get in on some sort of pullback. So like that's kind of happening right now here. And to be honest with you, this is the higher probability of getting a winning trade way of doing it. But the thing is, with these type of setups, specifically like fake outs above or below a previous day's high or low, a lot of the times they work out very quickly. So like if you take this trade, it should work out pretty much immediately after you enter, like very, very shortly after you enter. And what I'm really saying is that a lot of the times you're not even going to get this pullback. A lot of the times it's just going to happen pretty much immediately. And if you didn't get in, you didn't get in. And that's why I say it's a little bit more subjective. It kind of depends on your intuition, your risk tolerance, and just what you already know. But this is basically what it looks like on a heat map. And then here is the footprint chart. So the way I'm reading this is we're selling off strong into the low of days. So this previous candle, you can see we had a significant amount of negative delta right here. Sold off into the low of day. This is that gray line that you barely see. That is this level that I'm talking about. Then we had some selling getting trapped in the next candle below the low of day. Then immediately afterwards, we had a larger buyer right here. And then we started running up. And you can see this delta started off negative on this candle right here where we flipped. The delta started off negative, and then we started getting positive as this candle finished out. So this is pretty much what it looks like on a footprint chart. Once again, really it's not the best example, but it is. You can see some selling getting trapped right here, followed by aggressive buying, and then it leaves a little B shape, and then you're off to the races. So that was the setup of the day that I missed. I did not take this trade. I know there was definitely some people in my Discord who took this trade. So if you want to join a free Discord, the link is in the description, by the way. This was the best setup that I saw on this morning's session. I'm sure most of you guys know, might have been one of the most balanced sessions that I've ever seen in my life, just like in terms of ping pong and like back and forth, and we're still going back and forth. That is a failed breakout below the previous day's low. That is exactly what I look for every single time we open up in the previous day's range. If we are inside of it when we open up, the high and the low become the most relevant levels of interest for me. But yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't able to capitalize on this. I know a bunch of people in my Discord did, so congratulations if you caught this today. This was the best setup of the day, in my opinion. Looks like it happened twice even. Shout out to you guys. So if you guys get value out of my account and out of these videos, please subscribe, like the video, obviously. Like I said earlier, Order Flow Discord is in the description, so check that out. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.